Hello, my name is April and welcome to the Yoga Ranger Studio and welcome to this morning yin yoga to help you connect to your inner guide. We often refer to our intuition as something that we rely on in certain things, and sometimes we feel like we need to rely on it a little bit more. Sometimes we have so much information coming in, so many voices, so much information pounding us that it can be difficult to reconnect to that inner knowing, that remembering that you do know what is best for you and you have all this knowledge base that guides you, that helps you make decisions. And we may lose that with all this coming into us sensory-wise. So sometimes it's great to really reconnect with that. We often refer to the seat of our intuition as the third eye, which is the space right in between the eyebrows, the third eye chakra, the seat of our intuition. But I invite you to think of your intuition as being guided by a couple of things. By the space right in your navel, because you have what we call a little brain in your belly as well. And also this intuition. So often we'll say it's a gut feeling and we feel it in our gut. I kind of feel like both of these are really connected. So taking fingers to your third eye and some fingers to that space right above your navel. Take a few breaths here to connect to these two spaces, focusing on this intuition. And asking yourself the question at the beginning of your day, what do you need today? Physically, emotionally, mentally. Releasing your hands down, but keeping your focus on those two spaces of intuition. Do you need to remember that you know? Do you need to remember that you have an inner guide that can help you? Do you need to be more confident in that intuition, that it will help guide you on a path that is most appropriate for you right now in your life? Whatever that is, using that information, those questions, to set an intention for your practice. Maybe it's something as simple as, I know. Maybe it's something like, I connect to my intuition every day in every way. I trust my intuition to guide me on the path that is most appropriate for me in my life. And breathing into that intention with each breath, honoring where you are in this moment today and what you need now. Letting the breath soften you, prepare you for whatever is ahead today. Know that you do indeed know, and you do have a guide. And with your intention in mind, let's go ahead and come on to our bellies for Sphinx pose. So you can take the elbows underneath the shoulders or a little bit out in front, palms flat or together. And take a few moments here to settle in. You can take your feet wider if your lower back is a little bit stressed today, or you can take the feet closer together. And then go ahead and just let the belly and the chest slide forward and down, and the shoulders soften down the back. We often find our shoulders crunching up to our ears, reaching the head out. You can drop your chin to your chest, but sometimes in the morning I like to keep my head a little lifted. That helps me feel a little bit more energy. Be focusing in this practice a little bit more on the upper body as the meridians link to our sixth chakra, or our third eye chakra, or the Jiao and Pericardium meridians, running the chest, the upper back, shoulders and arms out through the fingers. each breath, allow yourself to soften into the pose. Noticing your breath here in the morning. Instead of letting it get super, super quiet, maybe taking some deeper breaths to bring a little balancing energy. You can stay here, or if you would like, you can bend your knees, take those feet up toward the ceiling. If that feels too much for your back, always feel free to come back down. Checking in with your breath, any muscles engaging or gripping, and breathing in some space here. If you have those feet raised, go ahead and take them back down. And turn your hands out to the side. The thumbs are facing a little more forward. And pressing yourself ever so gently, straightening those arms or keeping them a little bit bent if that feels better, into a seal pose. Letting the gripping of the legs and lower back soften, taking the legs wider if you need to for lower back. The hands can be further or closer to your body or away. Feel the energy of this pose, the opening of the chest and shoulders and upper back. Let those shoulders still be soft. If this is too much, you can always come back into Sphinx pose or bend the elbows or take the hands a little wider. One more deep inhale and exhale. And then bend those elbows. Slowly take yourself back down. And here you can stack the hands on top of one another and rest your forehead on the back of your hands. Be rocking the hips a little bit side to side. And then gently walking those hands underneath the shoulders and pressing all the way back. We're going to come into child's pose here. So taking the big toes together, knees wide or close together. It is entirely up to you where you go with that. Pressing the hips back, starting to fold yourself forward. We're going to walk our hands just a little bit over to the right. And we're going to take that left hand and tuck it underneath the right in a twisted child's pose. So palm facing up, right hand walks way out in front. You can take your forehead to the floor, or you can turn the side of your head to the floor. repeating your affirmation to yourself. Bring your focus back to the third eye space, reminding yourself that you know. And gently drawing that right hand back, placing it underneath your side, pressing up, unwinding that left hand, walking the hands out in front, forehead to the floor, extended child's pose. Then gently lifting up and taking that other side. So walking the hands a little bit over to the left, tucking that right arm palm facing up underneath the left. And then walking that left hand out a little bit straighter, forehead down or side of the head. Checking in with your breath, maybe bring a little bit more energy to that right side body, left shoulder. Just a few more breaths here. Gently walking that left hand back in, pressing into it, coming all the way back up, stretching those arms out, extended child's pose, forehead to the floor. And gently making your way up and all the way onto your back. Coming all the way down, legs out straight. We're going to walk those heels over to the right. Cross that left ankle over that right, or take those ankles side by side. Gently move the upper body a little bit over to the right as well. Take that left arm up overhead and grab hold of the wrist, hand, forearm, elbow. Gently add a little bit of traction. Maybe pressing through that left heel for just a moment and relaxing it and settling into banana pose. Nice deep breaths here. Breathing into your intention. Breathing into that left side body all the way from the heel through the left fingertips. Just a few more breaths here. Gently starting to release whatever hold you have on your arms. Taking those hands alongside your hips, moving the upper body back into place. Uncrossing those ankles, taking a few breaths here to check in with whatever sensations come up after that pose is over. Noticing how different the left and the right feel after one side has been done and not the other. Taking some nice deep inhales and exhales. Maybe exhaling through the mouth. When we become still and quiet and aware, we often become more connected to our intuition. So the practice of yin is very helpful in reconnecting us. Here, preparing for our second side, walking those heels a little bit this time over to the left. Either ankle to ankle or crossing that right ankle over that left, moving the upper body over as well. And then taking the right arm up overhead and grab holding the wrist, hand, elbow, and adding a little bit of traction through the heel and fingertips, and then relaxing into this pose. Breathing into the entire right side body now. Just a few more breaths. Slowly releasing whatever hold you have on that right hand, taking the hands alongside the hips, taking the upper body back to center, uncrossing the ankles, and just taking a few breaths here. Tucking the shoulder blades underneath and letting the heels fall open or closed. With each breath, know that you know. Feel your connection to your intuition, your gut instinct, the guide that you have with you all of the time. Maybe there's a lot of noise drowning out your intuition. Let that noise become background and your intuition stand out. What do you need? What do you want? Allow your intuition to guide you in choosing whatever is most appropriate for you today in this moment, to help guide you in finding your most fulfilling life in whatever you do. Repeat your intention again softly to yourself, letting it settle into the body, into the breath, into the mind, taking it with you into your day. If you have a bit more time, take as much time as you can for Shavasana, allowing this all to settle in. But if this is all the time that you have, go ahead and take your hands up over your head, your toes out straight, and stretch through your fingertips, stretch through your toes, get long and tall. And gently exhale, roll over to your right side, making your way up to a seat of your choice. Eyes soft or closed. Bring palms together, thumbs touching that third eye space between the eyebrows. You do know. It is here your guide. Connect to that voice. Trust that voice. Believe that it will help guide you to your most fulfilling life. Bring hands together at the heart space, thumbs to the breastbone. May you be happy. May you be safe and protected. May your intuition guide you today in everything that you do. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. I hope to see you again very soon.